We all fall into it, don't we? That daily autopilot.
Oh, absolutely.
It starts the moment you wake up. You reach for the phone, you scroll, you sigh, you get up.
And then the performance begins.
Yes, exactly. You move through the motions, say all the right things, smile when you're supposed to.
And apologize.
Always apologizing.
Yeah.
For nothing specific, just to smooth the edges, to stay acceptable.
And that's where the vanishing act happens.
The quiet disappearance.
Yeah.
It's not some dramatic moment.
No big crash.
Right, no catastrophic failure. It happens somewhere between, I don't know, the morning coffee and replying to the third email.
Yeah.
You just fade out.
Your body is there, but you aren't.
You're like an echo of a song playing in another room.
That absence, that internal vacancy, that's really the core of it. It's not about being broken or, clinically lost.
No.
You're just absent. While you're standing right here, you're working, you're loving, you're hitting all the marks, but you're running on a script.
A script that was written by everything but us, right?
By Terrence, by social trends, the algorithm.
By fears we picked up decades ago.
Exactly. And the second you start reading those lines perfectly, you're not the main character anymore.
You're an actor, a very good one.
You become a guest in your own life. You're executing decisions, sure, but the you doing it is the program self, not the alive, messy, real self.
That feeling of being a guest is so visceral. It's like watching your life from a balcony. But wait, don't we need some of that? For survival, where's the line?
That's the beautiful question. Because the performance was an act of survival. It was brilliant. The line gets crossed when the armor you built to protect yourself becomes a cage, when the role starts suffocating the soul.
And that's what we need to dive into today, how to step off that stage. Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's.
So you mentioned being physically present. If our minds are running the show, how do we even find the real self?
We go where the mind doesn't go first. The body.
Okay.
I'd invite anyone listening right now. Don't think. Just feel. Where are you in your body? What's present?
Not what we should be feeling.
No. The raw data. Is there a tightness in your chest? Maybe a little hum of a headache behind your eyes.
A clenching in the jaw is a classic one.
A classic one. Or a heaviness in your hips. That subtle information. That's the real self knocking on the door. It's that whisper in your gut that says, this isn't real. This isn't me.
But that whisper is so easy to ignore. We're masters of distraction. Why do we keep choosing the simulation over that reality? It seems illogical.
Because listening means you might have to change something.
And change is terrifying.
It's terrifying. Especially when the current system, the role you play, guarantees some level of safety. The cost of listening feels immense.
What are we actually risking, though?
You risk disapproval. You risk disappointing someone who really relies on that easy, compliant version of you. And maybe the deepest risk. You risk facing the grief.
The grief of what?
All the moments you gave away. Every single yes that your soul was screaming no to.
That's a heavy thought. That accumulation of silent betrayals.
It is. But it's so important to remember, you didn't build this matrix because you were weak. You built it out of love, out of a need to protect yourself.
It was an adaptive strategy.
An intelligent one.
Yeah.
You designed a performance to keep you safe, reliable, easy to be around.
So the armor that was built out of necessity, now it's suffocating the very spontaneity it was supposed to protect.
Yes. We start to mistake the mask for our actual face. We internalize these old rules so deeply that we believe the story is the truth.
And it's all an illusion.
Built on wounds we refuse to feel. And that brings us to the mechanism of how it all works. Here's where it gets really interesting.
I want to talk about the exhaustion. The cost of maintaining this lie it's just profound. We say burnout, but this feels deeper. It's the exhaustion of holding it together brilliantly.
It is.
So what's the mechanism? What is physically draining us?
It's what we call the interruption of the contact cycle.
Okay, break that down.
Imagine your fluid system. A real feeling comes up. Let's say anger over a comment at work, or just a deep longing for rest.
Right.
That feeling, that impulse, it wants to move through you. It's seeking expression, a tear, a boundary, a forceful no.
But instead, the internal censor jumps in.
Instantly, the script kicks in. You can't say that. Don't make a scene. You're too sensitive.
Just let it go.
Just let it go. So you swallow it, you numb it with your phone, you get busy.
So does that swallowed feeling just go away?
Absolutely not. You can't just delete real emotional energy by ignoring it.
So where does it go?
It goes underground, and it starts to manifest somatically, physically. It becomes that locked tension in your jaw, the chronic ache in your shoulders.
Which are literally holding the weight of it all.
Literally. Or it's that sudden rage over something tiny, like misplaced keys. That's just the pressure valve blowing.
That makes so much sense. So the body is the storage unit for everything we decided was unacceptable.
It's a pattern of chronic tension. We call it fragmentation because we're splitting off the parts of ourselves we don't like, the needy part, the angry part.
Yeah.
We exile them.
And that's why saying yes when you mean no feels so bad. It's the exiled self screaming from the shadows.
Exactly. But let's use a gentler term for this. Let's call it unfinished business.
I like that.
You're not broken. You're just an interrupted process. A feeling arose, it was blocked, and it never got to be fully felt. A need was never honored. We just need to finish the business.
So if it's not about fixing ourselves or becoming better, what does the return path look like? How do we finish the business?
The path home is so simple, but it's often the hardest thing to do.
Which is?
Just return to this moment, to your breath,
Yeah.
to sensation. The whole matrix is built on one core fear. If I'm not this version of me, I won't be loved.
Or I won't survive.
Right. So the path home is about questioning those shoulds and just sensing what's underneath the habitual I can't.
It means being willing to feel the discomfort of not performing.
That is the deepest act of courage. This raises an important question.
How do we actually use the body as a compass back home?
We just turn our attention inward to the physical data, and when you notice the tightness, the buzzing, the heaviness, just stay with it.
Don't try to fix it.
Your only job is to provide presence. Give it permission to be there.
That simple act of just allowing something to exist feels revolutionary.
It is the revolution.
Yeah.
Because the body is speaking the truth, the mind forgot. The body remembers.
What does it remember?
We see these patterns. Your hips often hold the boundaries you never set.
Wow.
Your throat holds the truths you never spoke. The tension in your chest holds the grief you never let yourself cry.
So the fatigue, the chronic pain, they're not failures, they're messages.
They're an invitation to return. The path out isn't through more thinking, it's through more feeling, more sensing, and just allowing.
Which means we have to acknowledge how brilliant avoidance was for us.
Absolutely. It was adaptive. If you learned being angry meant you'd be abandoned, you quickly became the easy one.
Or the strong one.
Right, it worked. But now that same strategy is preventing you from even knowing what you truly want or feel.
So the pivot point is just awareness.
Yeah.
Noticing that tiny moment you're about to interrupt yourself.
Yes. Noticing the automatic smile that's covering up sadness. That micro moment of awareness can break the spell.
And you're saying this isn't just internal.
No, it's powerfully reflected in the outside world. This brings us to projection.
The mirror.
Projection is a profoundly revealing mirror. Let's say you find yourself really judging a colleague. You think, they're so selfish, leaving work early.
Okay.
The invitation is to stop looking at them and ask yourself, where am I denying myself that same impulse? Where am I betraying my own need for rest to be the perfect employee?
So my irritation isn't really about them, it's about my own self-denial.
Exactly. Or the opposite if you idolize someone for being so free and confident.
You have to ask what freedom you've buried in yourself.
Precisely. The outside world is always reflecting our unfinished business back to us.
So when you're triggered, get curious. Don't blame the trigger, investigate the wound.
Curiosity breaks the hypnotic spell of the matrix. And from there, we can move toward true responsibility.
And you have to be clear here. Responsibility is not blame.
It is not blame, it's agency, it's power. I'm not responsible for my past conditioning.
But you are responsible for how you relate to it now.
I am absolutely responsible for how I relate to it today. In this moment, I can choose to stop abandoning my own truth.
That's so empowering. It's about living from a place of active choice.
And that's when the quiet revolution begins. And it's built on completion. Closure comes from allowing a feeling to finally move and settle.
So what does this all mean?
It means the way out is made of tiny personal revolutions.
Microscopic acts of bravery.
Yeah.
Like feeling anger and not immediately apologizing for it.
Or naming a need, I need rest, and not justifying it.
Just resting, crying without hiding the tears.
The exit isn't a grand escape. It's a gentle, moment-by-moment return to the body.
And it's so important to remember the matrix wasn't the enemy.
It was your protector. It was a sanctuary that a younger you built to survive. We have to thank that version of ourselves. Welcome them home.
So freedom isn't a destination, it's a rhythm.
It's a daily, messy, imperfect choosing to come back to your own truth. You are allowed to be messy, to want things, to feel things.
And to say no.
Crucially, to say no. You are not a project to be fixed. You are a presence, a becoming.
Let's end with this one thought for you to carry, and don't rush it. Just let it sit there.
If you stopped being who they expect you to be, who would be left?
Don't chase a new role. Let the answer be a space. Let the real self emerge. Welcome home.